Like,
My name is Memo. I have the mental capacity of a child. One day I saw a little girl slip and fall into the water. After looking around, I instinctively jumped into the water to save her. When we got to the shore, I realized she had already lost her heartbeat. At that moment, the girl's father, who was a commander, arrived with his men. Everyone mistook me for the killer. The commander even pulled out a gun and almost executed me on the spot. Later, I was taken back to the office and tortured severely. They forced me to press my fingerprint to confess to the crime. That night, my painful wails echoed throughout the entire military camp. The next day, I was sent to prison. When the officer found out about my crime, he punched and kicked me. The warden warned me to stay quiet in my cell, otherwise, he would take matters into his own hands. The officer assigned me to cell 7. When the gang leader found out I had killed that girl, he sent someone to put a hood over my head and beat me up badly. I was sent to the hospital for emergency treatment because of my serious injuries. After being discharged from the hospital, I acted as if nothing had ever happened. When my cellmates realized I had an intellectual disability, they started to sympathize with my situation. The way they treated me gradually began to change. I wrote a letter and asked them to pass it on to my daughter, but the prison guard turned around and threw the letter away. When the judge declared me guilty of murder and sentenced me to death, I saw my mother crying, and I knew what that meant. That night, the gang leader was suddenly attacked. I threw myself at the attacker to knock him down and got seriously injured, because in my heart, I have already regarded him as a friend. My actions won the favor of the gang leader. He used his connections to bring my daughter to the prison to see me.
Papa?
What?
Papa!
I even wondered if I was dreaming. When the warden found out about this, he rushed to the prison, but I thought we were playing hide and seek. My daughter found out the news that my mother had passed away after she got home. The next day, I asked my daughter about my mother. She said my mother had turned into an angel. When I learned that my mother had gone to heaven, I burst into tears. I entrusted my daughter to her teacher and promised to come pick her up and take her home. Compared to death, I am more afraid of losing my family. Before the execution, I said my final goodbyes to my cellmates. This is the secret signal between my daughter and me. I came back alive. The night before the execution, a death row inmate decided to give up his own life to save mine. This seemingly absurd plan was silently agreed to by everyone, because they had long hated the commander's abuse of power for personal gain. With everyone's help, he finally took my place in the execution. May every kind person be treated gently by the world.